Hi, friends. Hey, so I'm just raw and real with you today. I'm coming on live, raw and real, have not with grand plans for the first Monday of November to share some fun things with you during my movement meditation morning meal prep time, and ended up with a flooded kitchen. Yeah, right. So I just share this with you because life is lifey and it ruins your best laid plans. And so, if anybody had a Monday like me, raise your hand. I mean, I never even made it to the shower, never even got dressed. Ever had one of those days? Well, this is not an ideal way to start November. Like I love to start a new month with a fresh slate, positive outlook, a plan, a perfect plan, and my checklist of things to do, and all the and everything in order. Yeah, not even close. Yeah, not even close. So why am I saying this? Well, I'm just sharing that you know what, life happens, and in the middle of it, I just started laughing, and my husband and I started laughing, say, "Are we having fun yet?" And we tried to make light of it, and we started breathing and using our emotional resiliency skills that we have learned, and just you just use your I started using my breathing skills. We just started laughing and trying to make light of it and get through it as best we could. And so, but years ago, it would have ruined my entire day and possibly even the entire week, and we would have been all upset about it, you know, uh, you know, and going off the deep end about, you know, all the things, right? It just snowballs. But we didn't, and it was just great. It was handled, and then, needless to say, you know what? Your day gets hijacked. However, got back on track and ended up proceeding to have some heavy heart because I heard some bad news from one person, a friend of mine dying of cancer right now, um, two people who have within the last 90 days lost toes to diabetes, and three women who have been diagnosed with fatty liver, which of course you can, without knowing much about it, a fatty liver doesn't function. And there is no cure for that, just wait and see. And if you have been in any of these situations, um, you don't want to just wait and see. You want to take action. And I'm sharing this with you because I've been in these shoes as well in various ways. I have had autoimmune disorders. I've had cancer. I've had a liver tumor. I had half my liver removed. I had a life-altering experience and a life-threatening experience with that. These things are real, and we're ignoring the early warning signs. And I want to just share this with you tonight because my plan was to share about a workshop, a webinar that's coming up this evening. But this is really real. This day has hit me really hard. Not only my personal friends and people that I know directly, but 1 in 3 adults in the United States has metabolic syndrome. And what that means is that you have been diagnosed with three of five markers: high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, high HDLs, and high triglycerides, and stubborn or belly fat, visceral fat, the fat around the waist, and the organs that actually suffocates our organ systems and causes our organs not to be able to function. That visceral fat is the worst fat, the belly fat. So if you have 3 of 5 of those, you have metabolic syndrome, and many people are knowing they have numbers that are off for a long time, and they know their numbers, but they don't know the long-term ramifications of just treating the numbers. I wanted to share with you treating it, and just treating it with medications and it's now normal doesn't mean you've cured it. I want to ask you a question. Do you want to treat your numbers? Do you want to treat the metabolic dysfunction, or do you want to actually heal it? Which would you prefer? Because I'll tell you, all of those things are healable. They're reversible, and they're not just treatable with medications, which they're healable and reversible. And many people are unaware, have not been told that they have reversible or curable diseases. They're just resigned or to the fact that this is a family history, this is a doomsday because I'm menopausal, or this is just going to happen to me because it happened to all my family. It's not true. None of it's true. And I want to just implore you that if you have some of these early warning signals, don't just treat it with a medication. Go the opposite direction and try to heal it or reverse it. I am working with a comprehensive system that I want you to know is a sorry, I'm getting a phone call. A comprehensive system right now that I can safely say that we can reverse blood sugar issues. We can reverse, and I've seen people reduce their blood pressure and their cholesterol and their blood sugar, literally reverse these disease processes under my own watch in the last 8 years. And I can say this because there are clinical studies proven that we can, now that I can actually say this out loud without getting in trouble or making claims that I'm not supposed to, that we can target your visceral fat. We can target it, and we can get rid of the visceral fat, not just the subcutaneous fat, but the visceral bad fat. And we can actually reduce it by up to 14%. And you can actually preserve your muscle mass instead of like on some of the medications that people are on where they're losing 40% muscle mass versus just fat mass. They think they're losing fat mass, but they're losing really actually 40% muscle mass. We can there are better ways to do this, and we can reverse metabolic dysfunction, and we can target that visceral fat. We can reduce those cholesterol numbers and those triglycerides. And there are provable clinical ways to do this. And so don't just be thinking that you're resigned to treating the thing and being healthy and living on the medications and the cost of that, and both the financial costs as well as the physical costs of some of these medications and the downsides, the cons. Do yourself a favor and just put your hand up if you would like to know what else you can do, or if you haven't done something that didn't work, or you're frustrated, or you're stuck and you don't want to be just treating diseases, but you want to be healing them, please let me know. I'm going to put a graphic in the chat after I'm going to close up here, and just see if it's something for you that you would like to go to tonight. Hey, if you've got fatigue, if you've got low energy, that's the first symptom. If you have sugar and caffeine cravings all the time and low energy in the afternoon, that's a sign. If you've got brain fog and poor concentration, that's also a sign. These are early stage signs that are often ignored, and we just live our life like dealing with this belly fat and this brain fog, and it's an early symptom and signal of dysfunction in our metabolism. Then we get to the mood swings, we get to the bad sleeping, we can't get to sleep, we can't stay asleep, we have blood pressure creeping up, and then we have HDL issues, and then we get on a medication for that, and then there's a lot of frequent urination and thirst and all those issues, as well as the sugar gets out of control. And then we have the real problems with the insulin resistance, and the doctor starts talking about, you're getting fibromyalgia and severe energy issues, and you can't keep up with the kiddos anymore or get up off the floor. There's so much inflammation in your body. So if your labs are rising and they're not going down even with medications, or they're highly medicated, the A1C and the cholesterol and such, please, those are the later stage of metabolic syndrome. So please reach out. There are ways to do this. There is an actual system and structure and science behind reversing and healing. So please, I don't want to hear one more person with cancer. I don't want to hear one more person losing toes. I don't want to hear. I do not want to hear one more woman or person with a fatty liver. I just don't. And so please, just if you're seeing this, just reach out, have a conversation, see what's possible for you, because it's you're not stuck, and there is hope, and knowing your numbers is the first thing, and then what to do about them. Don't get stuck thinking that it's just a disease you have to live with. It's not. So please check out the link, check out the graphic. There's a webinar tonight. It's called Metabolic Reset Movement: The Future of Health and Wellness, and Heal Your Body. Okay, come learn everything you need to know about reversing all of these things. If you want the link, just shoot me a message in whatever way you can get a hold of me. And if you had a bad Monday, it's okay. Just show up. No one's going to put you on camera, and no one's going to take your name. So, you know what? Life happens, but let's attack it. Let's attack it from a place of empowerment and a place of an empowerment versus victimhood. We're not victims. We're not victims to our own demise. We're not victims to our genetics. We don't have to be subject to this. Let's go ahead and coach ourselves and empower ourselves out of this victim, villain, hero drama triangle we keep playing around and around. And that being said, the holidays are coming, and if any of you are already experiencing family drama and trauma around the holidays, there is a webinar tonight about how to handle that as well. So 7 o'clock Central and 7:30 Central, 2 in a row. So reach out if you're interested in any of this, or just want to talk privately one-on-one. I applaud you for those people who already have. And because when you show up, you grow up, and you can actually change the course of your whole future. So be well, and let's start November over tomorrow. Be happy, stay safe, stay sane, and be well. Love you. Bye.